Welcome to Bunnyfish Crafts. I'm your host Heather, known as Bunnyfish on Ravelry, Instagram, and YouTube. Today is Monday, the 30th of November, 2015. This is episode 157, Tritine. Grab some sticks and string and come sit with me. How was your week? Mine was much better than last. We had Thanksgiving here in the US and my day was awesome. I didn't work, which is always a plus, and my best friend spent a few days over here. She lives not too far away, about half hour away, but it was nice to spend time without all the driving. And I wore my pajamas all day, did not put on real pants. It was amazing. And we had pie for breakfast and lunch, and then again after dinner, because when you're the mom, you can make the rules, and I wanted pie for breakfast. So that's what we did. Thank you, everyone, for all the really nice things that you said in the thread for last week's episode. I read all of them, but you know how sometimes, you should respond when someone says something, but you just can't? That's where I am-ish. I don't know, I'm still kind of there. But I really appreciate everyone coming in and saying nice things. Things are looking a little better this week, which is good in general, like life-wise. So it'll be fine. Everything's always fine. The Gabriel being on break for 5 days was much better than last year. Last year at the end of Thanksgiving break, my kids were at each other's throats. This year, not so much. It was good. It was a really good break. I released a pattern this week. Yay! That's exciting. It's called the Tritine, and it is called that because it has 3 cables running up a panel, and they're kind of like the tines of forks because they join at the top. I have a finished object-ish to show you. I mean, I finished it forever ago. This is the kind of sample that I made of the hat. It was just the first thing that I knit up with that pattern, but you can't see any of the stuff. I mean, you can kind of see. There's a cable there. There's some texture, different texture here, and, oh, wrong way, here. But you can only kind of see it. And, it's a slouchy hat. It's Tritine. On Ravelry, it's $5. It is a companion pattern to the Cog in the Machine. And if you buy both, you get $2 off. And if you bought Cog in the Machine before, you still get $2 off from the hat when you buy it, because previous purchases count. And you don't need a coupon code or anything. That's just in the thing, in the shop. The pattern is worked on US size 1 for the brim and then 3 for the body. You need a decorative button. It is not functional. You could make it functional. You could throw in a buttonhole, but I don't know why you would. Yeah, hat. I really enjoyed knitting it both times, and my test knitters liked it, so there's that. I'll probably be making more in the future because it's pretty intuitive. I was going to say simple, but that's not true. There's a lot going on, but it's pretty intuitive. And after the first full repeat, I think it makes a lot of sense what's going on in the pattern. Craft-alongs. Finisher Frog ends today. I think that this podcast might actually get out today, so you might see this before the Finisher Frog ends. Post your things in the thread. I will be locking it when I get home from work tonight or early tomorrow morning. If the thread's open and you post after or on the 1st of December, it's still going to count. So I'll close that as soon as I can after midnight, my time. So yeah, it'll depend on whether or not I remember to close it when I get home from work. What else? Oh, that means tonight at midnight that the new Craft Along Ending or Mending will be, will commence. Very exciting. The idea behind that is that it's the end of the year. We should fix up the shabby things and weave in all the ends because, you know, you could gift Christmas gifts with the ends hanging out, but they look much nicer with the ends woven in. And also, I hate weaving in ends. So I hope to start up that thread right after I finish recording, but you know how life gets in my way. So hopefully it's up, and if not, it will be up in the next couple days. There's not going to be a separate finished object and thread. It's just going to be a chatter thread. So I was talking about rules last week, I think, but maybe not rules. Maybe we'll just have a general, this is what's going on sort of thing. And then I'll just pull from the chat thread for a prize of a pattern of some sort. Just a general, hey, get things done sort of thing. What else? No, that looks like all the administrative stuff. Yay! I have finished objects. First off is the one I'm wearing because I love it so much. This is my Coat of Many Colors by Sandra McIver. I knit it using Knit Picks Swish Tonal and Canopy on US size 6, which is a 4.0 millimeter needle, which is down a size from what the pattern calls for. So here is my sweater, and there's the back of it. I am really, really pleased with how it turned out. I like the fit. I don't love my seaming. It wasn't great. I ended up with about a yard left over when I was finished. I haven't seamed anything before. Not really. So this is my first seaming project. I don't think that a random person looking at the sweater would be like, oh, that looks horrible. I think another knitter would look at the seams and be like, that's attractive. But you know what? I'm going with it. The seams are mostly hidden. Here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how not good this seam is. So that's where it joins up. Those are the edges. Ugh. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine, right? It'll be okay. Only I will know. And after, you know, a couple weeks, I won't even care probably. Because I really, really, really like this sweater. It fits really well. The sleeves are long on me, which is good. I like long sleeves. The coat is a good length, sweater, whatever. I'm using it as a stand-in for my coat because I'd rather wear the sweater than my winter jacket because that means it's, you know, winter. And my winter jacket is actually too warm for right now. It's not a very heavy coat, but it's a very well insulated coat. And I don't want to wear my winter coat until it's actually cold. So I got a great compliment yesterday. I wore my sweater into work over my uniform, and one of the guys was like, hey, did you make that? I said, the sweater? He said, yeah. I said, yes, I made my sweater. And he's like, oh, it looks not bad. And it was in the way that means like, that looks really nice, as boys do, you know. So that was exciting. Someone liked my sweater. And then I went out to the fuel center to run a break, and the lady out there, she loves everything I make, but she really, really liked the sweater. So that was nice. I'm really excited about my sweater. I'm excited to wear it everywhere, all the time. It's going to be perfect for a Christmas party. I'm excited. I love my sweater so much. So the pattern is a little confusing sometimes, but look for errata. And I wouldn't say this would be a beginner sweater. You should probably have some idea about sweater construction, and it's conceptual, of course, because you start at this outer edge and knit a huge circle. But overall, it was a pretty enjoyable knit. Kind of boring because it's stockinette forever, in the round and flat forever. You just change it up every 5th or 6th row to make it reverse stockinette or stockinette. Ugh. But it's really cute and I love it. I love the end result, so I just want to snuggle in it, which I can because now it's finished. And all of the ends are woven in except this one right here. I don't know how I missed this end. I wanted to wear it to work though, so I wove in all the ends like a grown-up instead of leaving all of the ends attached. My hair is going crazy. Do you see this? I don't even know. I don't know. Except for that one. And it's woven in. I just didn't snip it, apparently. So all of the ends are woven in. Are you proud? I didn't even save it for the ending and mending cowl. Could have and didn't because I really wanted to wear it and I didn't want it to look like... I didn't want it to be obvious that I had made it by having a whole bunch of ends hanging off. The words, they're difficult today. The other thing I finished was the Woodland Wolf Cowl. I finished the Woodland Cowl, which is a pattern by Heidi May, and it is so cute. I don't want to give it away tonight at work, but you know, she's paying me the rest of the money that she owes because she did a down payment for the yarn cost, and then she's paying me for labor tonight, so hurried up and finish it up. It is Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. I'm excited, except work's going to be awful because it's the day before Thanksgiving. Anyway, here it is. It is very, very tall. It's torso length for me. It's actually like this is almost a sweater. Look at that. Almost a sweater's worth of crocheting. It would be a sweater for Mara. So the cowl is made using Lion Brand Woolies, thick and quick. Oh, I touched my face with the cowl. That sucks. Now my face is itchy. The main color is marble gray. This is charcoal, and the interior ear color and outside is fisherman. I went down a hook size from what the pattern suggested because I couldn't find the hook size that it suggested in my stash of things. Well, I actually went down several. For most of it, it calls for a 13 millimeter. The biggest I had on hand was 9 millimeter. It worked out fine. This hat looks fine. It looks like it fits. If I had had a 13, that hat part would be ridiculous and you wouldn't be able to wear it because it would like come out to here. I mean, you could wear it, but it wouldn't keep you very warm. This, very warm. And then you're supposed to use a size 9 hook for other parts. I went down to a 6.5 for those other parts. So, yeah, that's what works for me gauge-wise. And with those hooks, well, with the 9 millimeter, I got the gauge that I was supposed to get for the hat. So I don't know how it worked out that way, but yay gauge. I almost never gauge swatch, but since I was making this for someone else, I decided to. On to works in progress. I did okay progress on some things. Oh, I was like, why is there no marker on here? Because I had finished the first Samwise sock last week. Let's show you that detail again. Very lovely. And here's the second one. So here's where my marker is. I finished the heel, did the turn, made it all the way through the gusset, and now I am working down the foot, and I am halfway through the number of repeats that I need to do before I start the toe. Because with the leg and the foot, I had 9 repeats on the other sock. I'm at 4.5 right now. So that's not too bad. I am enjoying it. The yarn is Peyton's Croy Socks FX in the Cascade colors, which is not my favorite yarn to work with because it's not very soft, but workhorse yarn. These socks kick butt. The first pair of socks that I made for Steve was out of them, and I might be putting on what is that called? Fixing. Darning. I might be darning one of them this month, but I can't remember if that's one of the socks that made it into the mending bin or not. But they stand up to wear really, really well. And I love the FX because it's a slow color change. One ply changes at a time, so you get a marled effect. Apparently words are not my friends this morning. It's because I woke up really early. I woke up with Gabriel, which I haven't been doing recently because I work late. But this morning I did, and I don't know if I'll get a nap. We'll see. Right now I'm recording, even though I'm tired. I also worked on the Aramis socks, and here's the first one. Last week I was doing the heel turn, or doing the heel flap, finished the flap, did the turn, did the gussets, finished the foot and the toe. I think the sock is so pretty. So pretty. I love the pattern. It's a free pattern by Someone Coffee. The yarn is Fleece Artist Trail Sock in the Forest colorway, and it is just so pretty. I love this yarn. It's gorgeous, and I think that it is a fabulous yarn and pattern pairing. It's just so pretty. So there's the first one, and here is the second one. I finished the cuff, and I have just barely started on the patterning for the leg. I am half of the way through the repeat for the leg. So it's going. It's my work knitting. And I haven't had a lot of time out in the fuel center this week. There are two of us in the evenings who, more than two of us know how to do it, but two of us really enjoy going out to the fuel center. And the two of us have been working the same shifts, so I had to split my fuel time with this kid. And he will not take my knitting out and knit for me. It's not very thoughtful of him. It's not very considerate. Other things that I'm working on. Jaws. I've made pretty good progress on it. I don't think I planned it all this week, but I did spin single and show you what the spindle looks like, because it's been a little while since I've done that. So here is my spindle. I have a very small ball in here left to spin of this smaller section, and then one more little nestlet sort of thing of the thinner stripe section, and then I have just the chunk left from the thicker striping section. And yeah, and then Jaws will be finished. So I really wanted it finished by the end of the knit along, by the end of this month. It's not gonna happen. Really, really gonna push for the end of the year. I can do it. I'm so close. I just need to work on it. I don't know, I'm just not in a spinning mood right now. The problem is I went from working 25 hours a week to, 30 something hours a week, like 31 hours a week, and now I'm up to 40. So that's a lot less knitting time that I have. Plus, plus life. So I don't know, I haven't been spinning because the knitting that I'm doing is mostly pretty easy. So mindless, I could do it in a contained space. I can do it in bed. Spinning, not so much. I could spin in bed, but I don't enjoy that. Anyway, I also worked on the Eyelet V cardigan, and I don't know that I put a stitch marker in here for where I was last week. I just barely started, right? I hadn't gotten very far. I don't know where I was because I didn't put a marker in. Anyway, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. So this is a pieced cardigan. So I'll be seaming again. Yay, I guess. And it's worked from the bottom up. So you do the ribbing at the bottom, and then you do this part where you knit straight for a little bit, and then you split for pockets, and you work this section and the other pocket section separately. And then you put it all back on the needles and knit for a little while longer. And then you split to work the fronts and the backs separately. Well, I'm going to do those in black, which I don't have yet. And you work the sleeves. I'm going to do the sleeves in color. So I started casting on a sleeve. And then I just didn't want to cast on anything else, any more stitches. I didn't want to work on that. So I set it aside. That means that I didn't knit 50,000 stitches on a sweater this month, but I got pretty close. I did it most of last week, and then I think Thanksgiving happened, and I was just like, nope, no more, because it was Thanksgiving. No, even on Thanksgiving I worked on the sweater, so it must have been Friday I stopped, and I didn't do it yesterday either, or Saturday, I don't think. So I got close, but I failed at the stitch count, but I did finish the sweater, so there is that. And I did start Amanda's sweater. Anyway, so instead of continuing on with the front and backs of the sweater, I'm going to make the sleeves because you have to do that anyway, and then I'll worry about the black to go on the rest of the sweater. The pattern is by G. Lucy. This yarn is 716 knit worsted in the colorway You Have Butt Face, and I'm knitting it on US 7 4.5 millimeter needles. It is super bright. So I'm going to take a moment here to talk about, future projects. My knitting time has gone crazy recently. You've noticed, I'm sure. And I've been doing a thing where I photograph what I want to finish every month, and I was doing okay for a while, and then, I don't know, the last couple of months I've just been not doing very well at it at all. So everything that I wanted to finish in November, I'm just going to carry on into December, and I don't plan on starting much this month. I have a spinning project that needs to happen, and then mittens, the Bella's mittens, using this, which I wound from the cake it was in into this ball, which I have to rewind because then Mara was playing with it. So I'll be making mittens, but I'm not really planning on starting much else. I might start the raptor socks, maybe, but maybe not. So mostly it's going to be works in progress. I still have that basket behind me with works in progress in it, so I'll maybe get to those. I don't know. I'm not planning on starting a lot of new things, is what I'm saying. So I'm sorry if this next month is boring for you as a viewer. I just, I don't want to commit to starting a whole bunch of new things and then not be able to do it and have a bajillion and 7 works in progress sitting on the needles and then feel guilt over it. I'm just not going to do it. My life is too crazy for that right now. So hopefully it'll still be enjoyable for you. I do have a pattern coming out next week. Should be out next week, unless life is crazy this week. Who knows? Sometime in December, there will be a pattern. How's that? And I'm pretty excited to talk about that with you. But anyway, that's not today. So what else? I did a mitered square using the leftovers from the first Cascade Colors Croy FX yarn from the first Samwise socks. So there's my blue square on my blue and green blanket. I made a hexapuff using the Woodside Gold because that's what I was supposed to make last week and didn't. So it's only one, but it was enough to be able to put a mitered square on my blanket and not get myself in trouble with myself. And I started a barn raising square. I'm counting this as finished. I'm not going to show you again next week. This is the Lammy Toes Moon Pie Merino base in the 90s tie-dye colorway, which is really, really bright and really, really happy, and I super love it. I have new things to show you. It is the final thing from my ZK package, and I received a bunch of mini skeins. Steve from Dramatic Knits came up to me and he was like, "Here, I have this bag for you." So if you've been watching, he has recently restarted working on a blanket using sock yarn scraps, but he had previously given me all of his. So yeah, he's just gonna have to knit more because I'm not giving them back, I'm using them. And then I got a lot of mini skeins from other people. And the bag that you cannot see through is the stuff from Steve, and the one that you can see through is the one from everybody else, which is pretty exciting. So I have a whole bunch of mini skeins, and I have plans because Christmas knitting is almost finished. I have plans to work on my modular projects. My plan for the month, aside from not picking up new things, except for those possible 2 projects, unless someone, asks for something in particular. My plan is to work on mending, work on current things, and focus on modular knitting a little bit more because I really enjoy working on the squares and the hexapuffs a lot. And I really need that. I really need simple, pretty, easy things. Oh, also there's a lace shawl that I didn't work on this week, but that I will be working on this month. The Lungery. Didn't work on it this week. I will be, though, this following week. It is on my list of things to do. Thanksgiving just threw everything off because starting on Wednesday, there was no school for small humans. Anyway, small human, because only one of them is in school. I don't know. It's crazier when Gabriel's here because Mara is very, very self-entertaining and Gabriel is less. I don't want to say needy, but sometimes I feel like he's needy. Not in a bad way. He just, he wants to play games with me and he wants to read with me. And, Mara is content to read on her own and draw. And it's not bad, it's just different. Anyway, speaking of reading, I finished Happily Ever After by Kira Cass. I finished that yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. Finished it very recently. Highly enjoyed it. If you liked the selection series, I recommend picking up that companion book. It was pretty good. Got to see new perspectives from some of my favorite characters, which was good. And yeah, I just recommend it. I started reading Clockwork Angel last night because I had finished Happily Ever After, and Kushiel's dart was on the other side of the bed. Could I have walked around the bed? Yes. Did I want to? No. So I was reading Clockwork Angel instead. I'm not very far, a couple chapters in. It's very strange. It's supposed to be a prequel series to the Mortal Instruments, and the first chapter, I totally got that and it totally made sense. And then the subsequent 2 chapters, it just doesn't make any sense in the universe of the story for me so far. I'm sure we'll all tie in and be fine, but right now I'm like, I keep having to check and make sure that what I'm reading is Clockwork Angel instead of a different series, which it kind of reminds me of. But again, I'm only like 30 pages in, so I'm not passing judgment. Not passing very much judgment, let's say. And that's all I have for you this week. I hope you made something fantastic with your sticks and string, and I'll see you next week. Bye!